Hey guys, so um yeah, still not quite awake. I haven't long woke up. Have we Squeak? And Squeak's bugging me because I need to take my pills. Um, but yeah, I got my new glasses. They're probably a little bit light and bright compared to usual frames I would pick. Usually I'd go for darker colours. Um, but I don't know. I quite like these. And John picked them out and goes, "Oh look, these are purple. Your favourite colour." So I was like, I had a look and I tried them on and I quite liked them. So I was like, yeah, I'll go for them. Um, but yeah, um, excuse the lighting in here today. Like, I haven't got the light on. Can't be bothered to go and switch it on. Um, um, but yeah, so Squeak is bugging me to take my pills because I should have took them at 9. It is gone 9 o'clock. I don't know what time it is now. I think it's nearly 10. Um, but yeah, so I've had to change my whole routine again lately because of my neighbour. So that's why I'm not. And he's there banging. Don't know if you can hear. He's shut up now. I think he can hear me talking or something, or he's trying to get me to go in the kitchen. So yeah, like, I'm going to try and talk quieter. Every morning we like. So my usual routine is between 7 and 8 I wake up. I sit there for a little bit while my brain fully wakes up because with my cognitive issues and cognitive dysfunction and executive dysfunctions and stuff like that, in the mornings I really struggle because yeah, I'm not really functional in the morning until my brain's fully woken up, until I'm fully alert. So yeah, I sit there for a little bit while my brain wakes up, and then around about 8:30ish, I'll go and make a cup of tea in the kitchen, and then I'll come sit in my chair, drink my tea, and then around 9ish, I'll take my medication, and then I'll sit there for a little while my medication kicks in to about 10 o'clock ish, and around 10 o'clock ish, we give Squeak her breakfast, and then from there, I start to get on with the day, get myself ready to go out if I'm going out, or start to do the housework if I'm doing housework, whatever, I start to get on with my day from about 10. So yeah, that's my usual routine. And it's the same every day. That's what I do every day. I need routine to function in the morning. I just had his front door. He keeps coming in and out of his front door this morning. But yeah, I need routine to function in the morning. Well, not just in the morning, but throughout the day. Really, I need certain routines to be able to function, and it's partly like an OCD thing as well. I need to follow certain rituals. If I don't, then I get confused and like, yeah, and it's just so we follow certain rituals and certain routines. So yeah, and he's learnt my routine, my morning routine. So he's there ready, waiting at 7 o'clock in the morning. I can hear him in the kitchen, in his larder cupboard. What he does is, in the larder cupboard of this building, larder cupboards of this building, there are shelves that you can remove from the larder cupboard. And when you remove them, it makes a lot of noise, like banging and clattering and scraping on the walls and stuff. So every morning, 7 o'clock-ish, I can hear him removing the shelves from his larder cupboard. Then I hear him stood in the larder cupboard, and he repeatedly keeps tapping on the wall. So and yeah, and he'll keep doing that for a couple of minutes, and then he'll stop, and then I'll hear scraping and stuff on the wall where he's moving around in the cupboard, and then he'll start tapping again, and he'll do that on and off. And then the moment I enter the kitchen, he hears my kitchen door open, because my kitchen door is very squeaky. He can then hear me in the kitchen getting water from the tap to fill the kettle. And as soon as he hears me moving around in the kitchen, making my cup of tea, he starts to kick off and scream and shout abuse through this larder cupboard wall, which is, like I've said before in other videos, is very thin. It's just like a thin bit of wood. So it doesn't stop any sound at all. So he'll stand in there and he'll scream through that wall. He's banging again. I don't know if you can hear the banging, because this, with phone cameras, I'm using my phone at the moment to film. Phone cameras and phone microphones do tend to block out background noise, because that's how phones work, really, isn't it? You need to hear the person who is talking on the phone, not everything in the background. So that's kind of how phone microphones work, really. So I don't know if it is picking up the banging he's making. So yeah, he's there waiting for me every morning. So I've changed up my routine, just because from about 10, I won't go in the kitchen till after 10 now, because from about 10 onwards he gets bored, I guess, and he'll go away. Either he goes out, or I don't know what he does, but he's no longer in his larder cupboard, so I feel safe, or safe-ish, to go in my kitchen and make my cup of tea. So now nothing gets done until after 11. So yeah. Which has kind of thrown me for a loop, really, routine-wise, because I'm struggling to function lately because my routine is messed up. And that's the problem. It's got so bad lately that both me and John feel really anxious every time we use our kitchen or our bathroom, because they're the two rooms that are joined to his flat. Because his flat's like a mirror image of ours. So it's right, his bathroom's right next to ours, his kitchen's right next to ours. His larder cupboard is in the same place ours is, and they back onto each other. So yeah, me and John both feel anxious when we use the bathroom and when we use the kitchen. Now, which is completely ridiculous. We shouldn't be feeling that in our own home, because yeah, using the toilet, the other week, I went in the toilet, and in our toilet, in our bathroom, there is a extraction fan at the top above where the toilet is on the wall. It's like right up next to the ceiling, and it joins onto a air vent system that runs between our two flats. His bathroom extraction fan joins onto that same air vent system, and then that goes off into like a shaft that goes up and down the building and connects to every other flat. So yeah, and like when I went to use the bathroom, I was on the toilet taking a wee, like you do in a bathroom, and I could hear him shouting at me through that air vent system. It was really loud. It was like he was in the room with me. That's how loud it was. And he was shouting abuse. Apparently, he didn't like it because I was weeing too loudly. Okay, on occasion, I can hear my neighbour flush his toilet. The toilet flush quite loud. It doesn't bother me. It's a sound that can't be helped. We live in a tower block on top of each other. Hearing toilets flush occasionally, you can't get away from that, you know? So, you know, but I've never heard my neighbour wee. So the only way he could have heard me wee, and he could have shouted through that air vent, is if he had climbed up to the extraction fan on the air vent and he was shouting through that and listening through that. Now, this has happened a couple of times like that over the 15 months-ish that this has been going on. So it creeps me out to use the bathroom, because it's a creepy thought to think that you could be in your bathroom taking a wee and there's someone on the other side of the wall listening to you wee through an air vent. There's someone listening to you wee. And it's creepy to think when you're taking a shower, there's someone on the other side of the wall listening to you take a shower. You know, it's really creepy. But yeah, he was shouting abuse at me because I was weeing too loud. And I was just thinking to myself, what? Like, okay, I was just thinking, if he doesn't want to hear me wee, why is he climbing up to the air vent and actively listening to me wee? If he doesn't want to listen to me wee, why is he actively seeking it out and listening for it? You know? So I think he's just playing silly games there where he's trying to intimidate me. You know? So yeah, like, it's stupid to think that I nearly have an anxiety attack every time I go to use my bathroom, or every time I go to make a cup of tea or make a sandwich in the kitchen, you know. This is why me and John have been living off takeaways a lot lately, because we're just like too anxious to go use the kitchen. So we're like, instead of going making food in the kitchen, let's just order it. You know, which is really unhealthy. I mean, and it's not good for the wallet either. But yeah. It's just got really stupid. We've been in touch with the police again several times over the past couple of weeks. Police have been out to visit. They can't do anything. They can't go and arrest him or anything like that because There's no proof of what's going on. All they can do is log what we tell them. And there is still an active case open for harassment, so they're just updating that case every time something happens, basically. And we're just waiting for him to do something stupid like come to our door again and kick off at our door, because that's what got him arrested last time. Was he came to the door and I filmed him through the peephole while he was trying to kick the door open and while he was shouting abuse and threats. And the police said, yep, that's perfect evidence, and they arrested him on them grounds, but they kept him overnight and then let him go on some sort of conditions that if he does that again, he will get arrested and prosecuted. So basically we got to wait for him to do that again and catch him on video doing it. Which I think he knows that, and he's probably not going to do that, because he seems to know the law. But yeah, we've been speaking to the council officer again. She keeps passing the buck to the police. The police keep passing it back to her, saying she should have evicted him, which they're correct. The police are correct. The housing officer, the housing people, should have evicted this neighbour months ago, because he's been breaking the tenancy agreement. And basically, if he tries to damage council property, which is what this is, then that's grounds for eviction. And I'm sure trying to kick my front door in, surely that's attempting to break council property, and that is attempted breaking and entering as well. Breaking tenancy agreement, he should have been evicted for that. I caught him on video. I sent her that video proving that he has done this, and still, no, she hasn't evicted him. Being abusive or threatening to other residents, grounds for eviction. The police are saying that she should have evicted him. They should have evicted him. Council are saying no, the police should be doing something about it. And the latest one the council officer has said is, ring the tower block warden and they will come and deal with the situation when he's kicking off. Now, the tower block wardens are there to look after the communal areas of the tower block, to make sure they're kept clean, to report anything like graffiti or littering, stuff like that. And they're there to tend to the outside of the tower blocks as well, such as the flower beds and things like that, making sure the bins get collected, stuff like that. That's what they're there for. They're not there to do the job of the police. They're not there to sort out neighbour disputes. They're not there to sort out domestic abuse. They're not there to sort out any kind of violence. That's not in their job description. And they're definitely not there to do the job of the council officer. So there's not really much they can do, the wardens, other than witness things that are happening. So they might be able to act as a witness, but then that's only if they are free to come out when it is happening. They may not be free, they may be busy with some other work, So, and it's a bit mean to think, when we ring them, they've got to drop everything they're doing and come running. It's not their job. Stupid. But yeah, me and John have basically given up with the council officer. At the moment, we're carrying on logging it with the police because it is still an open harassment case. We are logging every incident with the police, so it all gets logged down, because if it does go to court, then that will all be there in the police records, and me and John won't have to remember it all off by heart and everything. And yeah, so, and I've been emailing with Royston Smith, the MP, and he said he's going to look into it, and he's contacted the housing officer and the council, and he's waiting for a reply back from them. I sent him the video interview that a friend made of me and John giving our story on this whole neighbour situation. I emailed that to Royston Smith as well, and he has seen that. I also let him know that I have emailed that to news outlets, and I'm waiting for replies back from the news outlets. I have also released that video on social media and YouTube, so if anyone wants to check that out, it is on YouTube, the interview. I'll see if I can link it to, I believe it's on the Chronically Suki Facebook page, but yeah, it is on there, and if you see that video, please do share it. Because this isn't just happening to me and John. Apparently it's been happening a lot to disabled people and elderly people, where they're being harassed by neighbours, and no one's doing anything about it. The police aren't arresting the neighbours. The council aren't doing anything to evict them or anything. I've heard loads of stories of one story which was heartbreaking. An elderly person had to give up their home because of a nuisance neighbour that was harassing them. They had to give up their home because police wouldn't do anything about it. You know, and that is horrible, treating our elderly like that. You know, that is disgusting. It's disrespectful. So it's not just happening to me and John, it's happening all over the country to elderly and disabled people. They're being driven out of their homes by neighbours who are victimising them, abusing them and harassing them and terrorising them. And police are unable to do anything about it, and council are not doing anything about it, you know. So it's terrible. So I'm trying to shed light on it, really, and share my story, and I'm trying to encourage other people to share their stories too, because it's beyond a joke. This shouldn't be happening, you know. It's disgusting. But yeah, Royston Smith said he's going to look into it and see what he can do. Because I've basically given up on the council. I've almost just about given up on the police, even though I'm still logging what's going on. I don't have any faith that the police are going to be able to do anything, you know. I mean, because I fully understand they do need proof to be able to go and arrest someone. You know, they can't just go and knock someone's door in and arrest them on someone's say-so. You know, they need grounds to do that. They need proof to do that, which I fully understand. And I've provided a lot of proof to them and to the council. And it's just never good enough. You know, and it has to come to the point where he's at my door trying to break in, trying to attack me, trying to kill me, threatening me, that they'll actually do anything. Oh, and they'll only do anything about that if I catch it on video, you know? So every time I go out my front door, I've got to be videoing, just in case he comes out of his flat and decides to attack me. It's stupid. Every time I come in and out of the building, I got a video. So stupid. Every time I open my front door, I've got to start videoing. Like, if we open the front door to collect a delivery, we've got to start videoing. Poor delivery people are like, hang on a minute, why are you videoing me? And we've got to explain, sorry, no, we're not videoing you. We're videoing because of an abusive neighbour who keeps threatening us. So we got a video every time we answer the door in case he comes to attack us, so we have the proof of it for the police. And they're like, oh, okay. We're like, we're not videoing you. You know, it's really, 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 really stupid. But yeah, that, like, I can hear noise at the moment coming from the kitchen area, so I think he's still in his kitchen. I've got to wait for him to leave his kitchen so I can go in and get my cup of tea, and then I can take my pills. So yeah, like, me and John are really stressed out at the moment with everything that's going on, and it's just, to be honest, I'm getting so fed up with it. I don't feel safe in my own home anymore. My home used to be my safe space. Because where I struggle with anxiety and social anxiety, and going out causes me a lot of anxiety, I know that I always have a safe space to come back to at the end of the day, or when I feel anxious or I'm about to have a meltdown or whatever. I know that I've got a safe space to come back to have that meltdown. Well, I used to know that. Now this safe space doesn't feel safe anymore, you know, because I feel anxious every time I'm in my safe space now. So it is so stupid. And now I just feel like packing a bag and leaving, making myself homeless again to get away from this. And I don't want to be homeless again. I was homeless before, and it's difficult being homeless. I don't want to be homeless again, especially with all these health issues I have now. I don't think I'd survive being homeless again, you know, especially in dead of winter. No thank you. Because I'm not going to get a move anytime soon, because I've been told I'm not eligible for the emergency management move, even though I meet all the criteria for it. I've been on the Home Swapper website. There's never anything on there suitable for me, because I need a flat with adaptions and a wheelchair accessible flat or bungalow or whatever, you know. There's not many of those about. The only ones they have on there are for over 50s and for elderly people, you know. So none of them are any good for me. So if I were to go for a place on Home Swapper, I'd have to go for a place that is completely unsuitable for me. And then I asked the council, okay, if I pick a place that does not have the adaptions, would the council be able to put the adaptions in for me? And they said, no, likely not, because it is Southampton Adult Disability Social Services Disability Team or whatever that deals with that. And they have already paid for one in the flat you're in. So it is likely they will not pay for another one for you because you're suitably housed where you are. And I was like, right, okay, so if I want to pick a home on Home Swapper, I'm going to have to go for one that is unsuitable for me, that I am not going to be able to use, and I'm going to lose my independence living there. So why should I do that? I'm not doing that. It's took me a massive fight to keep hold of what independence I have left. I'm not going to lose that over a stupid neighbour, an evil neighbour, a disgusting human being, you know. I've lost a lot over the past, since 2013, because of my health issues and declining health and degenerative conditions. I've lost a lot of myself. I don't want to lose any more. I've lost out on a lot. I can no longer go hiking. I can no longer go cycling, which has not been good for my mental health, because that's how I used to deal with my mental health. That's how way I found of dealing with it. When I was having a bad time mentally, I'd pack a bag and I'd disappear on walkabout and go for a hike in nature for a day or two, and then I'd come back feeling energized and feeling better in myself. And now I can't do that. Trying to deal with my mental health is become more difficult. And I'm trying not to revert back to dealing with it in a harmful way with the self-harm and stuff. I used to do that a lot when I was younger, when I was a teenager. I managed to find other ways of dealing with my mental health that were safer. But now I can't do those things, and now I'm resorting back to the self-harm. So, yeah, that's my life now. That's what I'm stuck with now. And I can't just pack a bag and bugger off for a hike. You know? I'd love to be able to do that, but I can't. I can barely walk to the bus stop now, you know. I'm relying more and more on my wheelchair these days. So going for a 2-day hike, that's not possible. I used to be able to walk over 50 kilometres in a couple of days, in a day or two, depending on when I started. Usually I would start like early in the morning and then just walk all day, and then and if it's usually in the summer I'd go for the 2-day hikes, and I'd find somewhere to either pitch a tent or climb into a sleeping bag and have a nap for the evening, and then start again fresh early the next morning. But yeah, I can't do that now. So that's something I've been struggling with mentally, but I've replaced that though with doing things like arts and crafts, which is why I've been doing all these weird arts and crafts projects and trying new things and stuff lately, to try and replace the fact that I cannot go hiking anymore, that I've got to do stuff that is manageable for me. So yes, I'm doing it. I'm taking them. Thank you. So yeah, but I've not been able to do the arts and crafts stuff lately. Obviously, one, because I haven't had decent glasses, so I haven't been able to see what I'm doing properly. And also because of my neighbour kicking off all the time. You know, I've just not been in the mood to do it. I've not been in the mood to do much, really. But yeah, I'm hoping that the MP can sort something out. If the MP can't do anything, and if I don't hear back from the news outlets that I sent the videos to, then I don't know what I'm going to do, because, you know, probably lose what's left of my mind. It's probably not a good idea. And I'm not saying all this to try and get people to act for me. I don't want anyone to get in trouble by acting for me, if you know what I mean. Because that will not help the situation, that will just make it worse. I have had offers from people and I'm like, no, you'll only get yourself in trouble. You know, and I don't want friends and family getting arrested and put in prison and stuff like that on my behalf. That's not what I want. You know, that's why I'm trying to deal with it by the book, and I'm following the rules and following what I'm being told to do by the police and the council officers, housing officers and stuff. Because the moment I act out on it is the moment I get in trouble for perpetuating the situation, and it's the moment I lose my home and get evicted. And like I said, I don't want to be homeless, because I do not have the money to pay for privately rented accommodation. So the only form of housing I can rely on, I have, is council housing, state housing, or whatever you call it. You know, social housing. That's all I can afford. That's the only housing choice I have. So I don't want to burn the bridge there. Because if I get evicted, I won't be able to get another council property. So I don't want to burn the bridge there. And it is also in the tenancy agreement that if any friends or visitors to my home cause any problems for any other neighbours, any other tenants, or cause any damage to property, I'm liable for it. Okay, so if friends and family do come and act for me like they've been offering, I'm going to get in trouble for it. I'm going to get evicted for it. I will be homeless because of it. So don't do that, please. That's not what I'm trying to get people to do. I'm just trying to share my story to shed light on it, because it is happening a lot around the country. And we need to speak up about it, you know? So, yeah. I will feed you as well in a minute, Squeak. I'm sorry. I've been chatting too much, haven't I? But yeah, so that's kind of what's happening at the moment. And to be honest, I don't want to be here at the moment, but I have no other choice at the moment, because at the moment I'm struggling with fatigue and chronic pain. So I'm stuck at home. Right, pills have been taken. But yeah, lately as well, I've been struggling with the dizzy spells again, which is very annoying. because last year I was going through investigations into my heart and my meds and everything to try and find out why I had the dizzy spells, and the fainting spells and stuff like that. It got really bad that every time I moved I got dizzy and nearly fainted, and I was getting nauseous and stuff like that. And they found out that I was in early stages of heart failure and diagnosed me with that. And then they had to change up my meds to try and control that. They got that under control, which was brilliant. Dizzy spells went away, I stopped fainting, all of that good stuff. But now the dizzy spells have come back. I haven't started fainting yet though, it's just slight dizzy spells every now and again. So I don't know whether that just means my meds need to be adjusted a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna, today I'm just gonna be relaxing. And the next couple of days I'll probably just be relaxing. Because I think it might be the fact that I've just been overly anxious the past couple of weeks, and that's probably what's doing it, the stress of everything. So yeah, today we're gonna relax and we're just gonna watch random stuff on our streaming networks. I've got 3 of the streaming networks now and I keep running out of things to watch. This is how bad life is at the moment. All we seem to do is sit and watch crap on the streaming services. And play video games. Yes. Why are you headbutting the table? Don't do that, you'll hurt yourself. Daft cat. You are daft. Right, climb up here. Climb up here. Look. Get on the desk. On the desk. Don't headbutt it. Get on the desk. Or get under the desk. Okay. Yes, I will feed you in a minute. Okay. Let me just end this vlog and then I will feed you, okay? Don't shake your head at me. I will feed you in a minute. She's really, really, really bossy. No, she's good though, because she's one that's been getting me out of bed every morning and getting me up moving. She gives me a reason to get out of bed, don't you? Because if I don't feed her, she will not let me forget about it. She will bug me all day. She'll start mewing really loudly at me if I don't get out of bed and feed her. So yeah, she's given me a reason to get out of bed, haven't you, you big sweetie? So yeah, that's what's going on at the moment. So if you see the interview video either on YouTube or on Facebook, do share that, because I'm trying to get our story out there, because it is happening to a lot of people, a lot of disabled people, a lot of elderly people, you know, and the authorities aren't doing anything about this situation. So we need to do something about it, you know. We need to speak up about it and make sure authorities do something. But yeah, I will see if I can put an end screen with the, I think it's called an end screen with the link to the interview video. I'll try and put it on the end of this video. I will try. Whether I'll be able to, I don't know. If not, I will just reshare it to the Chronically Suki Facebook page and you can go find it on there, or just look on YouTube and try and find it. You should be able to find it. It's one of the recent videos I've uploaded in the past month or so. So yeah. But yeah, I think I'm going to go now, and I'm going to go get a cup of tea because I really need a cup of tea. And I'm going to see if I can at least get some laundry done because I've got a massive pile of laundry that needs doing. I have no clean towels. I'm just about run out of clean clothes, so I need to do some washing, some laundry, which is something I've been really anxious to do as well, because every time I start doing washing or any kind of housework, the neighbour kicks off at me. So I've been reluctant to do it. That's why I have such a big pile of laundry to do. So yeah, but I'm going to try and get a bit of that done today. And then the rest of the day, I'm just going to relax. I'm knackered already. Can we go back to bed? Should we just go back to bed? We should, shouldn't we, Squeak? Yeah, let's go back to bed. She's like, no, you need to feed me. I'll feed you. Right, yeah. Let's feed you, and then we'll get a cup of tea, and then we'll get some washing on, and then we'll relax and watch Netflix, yeah? Yeah. High five. No, I don't get high five. Not until I've fed her. But yeah, see you later, guys, and thanks for watching.